My name is Arun Kumar and I am the driver. I'm building Driven Auto Care to be a $1 billion auto repair business, and I'm taking you along for the ride with Driven Diary. So if you want to see behind the scenes of taking a business from zero all the way to a 10-figure valuation, please hit subscribe below and let's get to the episode. Monday morning, and we are in a rainy, relatively traffic-filled Monday work day, first day of the week morning, and I am driving my Murcielago LP640 to run one of my repair shops, and life is fucking great. That's what I will say this morning. The fact that I get to do this is such a privilege, and I'm blown away with gratitude for everything that's gotten me to this point in my life. And one of the things that I was thinking about that has gotten me to this point in my life, man, it's coming down, was a conversation that I had with a man named Chip, who my car thinks that it needs gas, but it doesn't. A man named Chip. And Chip, whether it was on purpose or not, I have yet to figure out, and maybe someday I will. He's an extremely accomplished man. And he was actually one of my professors at Santa Clara, Chip was. And after I graduated, he invited me to join a community of high-achieving Santa Clara University graduates in a community called Conscientious Capitalism. And it was basically for aspiring, high-achieving business people to learn from accomplished business people who were on the other end of the aspirations that we had, to learn how it should be done in the right way, conscientiously, as it were. And so I was a part of that group for about a year after graduating from college, and then I one day blew off one of the meetings because I had just bought a $150 Honda Civic that was missing a key and a title. And my friend and I decided that our time would be best spent stripping the interior, which was moldy, of that car, and I opted not to go to the meeting. And he called me, Chip did, the week after, and invited me to lunch. And I thought he was gonna basically go, oh, well, you know, you're one of my top guys in this group, and I really want to make sure that you get the full value of the meeting. I'm sorry you had to miss it last minute, but that's okay. And so he invited me to lunch, and he asked me why I missed the meeting at lunch. And it turned out that what he was actually there to do was tell me that if I did that again, I'd be kicked out, and that I clearly was not taking it seriously enough, and that I wanted to go into the automotive industry. And he told me that becoming an entrepreneur early in life was a bad idea because you don't know enough. And that if you work in a corporate environment, high-growth corporate environment, you will learn more to equip you to be an entrepreneur later in life. And then about 6 months later, probably, or maybe less, 3 months later, I told him, or I had to tell him, and he invited me to breakfast to do so, to a Stacks in Menlo Park. He invited me to breakfast because I told him I had some news. And the news was that I was getting married and moving to London. And he said, well, that's the perfect opportunity for you to leave the group. All right? Perfect opportunity to leave the group. And then he said, if you want to pursue this little car thing you're doing, that's great, but this group is not the place for you to do that. Well, that little car thing has really worked in my favor. And I would not be nearly as far ahead in my career as I am had I stayed in corporate, had I stayed with the career path that I was on and that he was advising me to stay on. So I am very grateful to Chip, because he is at the top of what I call the fuck you list. And I did not come up with this. This is Andy Frisella's thing. The fuck you list is people who have doubted you, people who have told you to stop doing what you're doing, and people who throw shade or whatever you want to call it. And you get to put them on a list, because that list is the people who you are proving the fuck wrong. So, my little car thing, not so little anymore. Multi-million-dollar business. Multiple multi-million-dollar businesses. Thank you, Chip. I think I've had done this before once. You go back to an earlier diary, you may be familiar with it. But anyways, that's all for now. Whoops, bought another car. We got a 2000 Altima here. Or not Altima, Avalon. 2000 Avalon, 199,000 miles. Really cool digital dash. Check engine light for an O2 sensor and a transmission speed sensor. Needs a transmission, needs a detail because it reeks of weed, needs some really dark window tint taken off, as you can see here. But super clean car. One owner until some dudes that I bought it from got it and smoked a lot of weed in it, got it tinted, and then sold it to me for $1,200. So I think once we put a $700 transmission in it and clean up probably a couple of other things that it needs, O2 sensors probably, then we'll have another new loaner car, and I'll be into it far under my normal criteria of $3,000. So I'm happy with this. And that's all for now. Tuesday morning. I got a little rant. For the people. Little rant. We're going to move on from this afterwards. But the landlord of Castro Valley is not moving quickly and not communicating appropriately. He is aware and has been aware for 6 days that we've had to shut off the water to the property because of a burst pipe underneath the property. That's not our responsibility. That is his responsibility. He learned about it on Wednesday afternoon. It is now Tuesday morning. So I guess Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. He's 5 days into this. And so I texted him at 8 p.m. last night and said, "Hey, dude, it's been 5 days. And my guys there are pissed because they have no flushing toilet and no way to wash their hands. What's going on?" Especially since the plumber told them that it could be fixed on Thursday after it happened on Wednesday. And he said, "I'm just waiting for a call back from the plumber. They need to schedule it. It's in their court." And I said, "Okay, are you using the same plumber?" And I watched him start typing and then stop typing. And it is now 8 hours later and he hasn't fucking responded to me. And I don't know why he did that. I don't know why he typed and then decided he wanted to not answer my fucking yes or no question. Anyways, so that's very annoying. And I take a lot of pride in my ability to follow through on action very quickly. If you need something from me, you are not going to be left waiting on it. You are not going to be left in the dark on it. I am a rapid communicator until you screw up. So I got to review the lease this morning to see what kind of power I have here. That's all for now. Tuesday, I think. Yeah, Tuesday afternoon. And we have a very fun Yelp request here that I want to share with you guys. We have, this for San Jose, somebody needs an auto repair. They need the rear bumper repaired. They have a Mercedes-Benz. They have a 2018 Mercedes Prius, and they need a rear bumper painted. Lovely. That is not something we offer This is not the bodywork category of Yelp, but I'm dying to know what kind of car this is. Is it a Mercedes or is it a Prius? I don't know. I just don't know. In other news, the Aston Martin, we did our inspection on it today. The oil pan is seeping a bit. The suspension is quite worn, but it is an excellent driver's car. So I would really like to figure out the headlights. If I can get those reconditioned for a small amount of money, I think I will, but I may not. I may just send it as it is. Certainly not the cleanest example, but I would kind of like to get moving on selling stuff. The Ram, I need to wholesale. I don't need to wholesale, but I don't think it'd do well on an auction because the auctions don't like diesel trucks very much. But I think it would be good to sell and ship out somewhere. If I can do the same with the Excursion, great. And then the Sequoia, we finally ordered an ABS module for it to get the traction control issue fixed. So a little bit of progress on every car today that I'm selling, but yeah, the turnaround time on flipping cars is a little long and I'm a little impatient, but we're getting there, getting through it. We shot a Driven Auto Care YouTube video today, worked with Hamilton on structuring his workload a bit more. We've found a potentially very good outsourced editor for videos, so I'm excited to see how that goes. We have an interview with him tomorrow. And then we got to find techs like now. We got a guy I'm talking to on Friday. I had a good call with him today. I had a good call with him on Monday. Monday. And then I also sent him for an interview in Castro Valley today. He had that. He's happy to work with us, but he wants to think about it for the rest of the week. So he's going to call me on Friday. That's what's going on. Yeah, that's what's going on. Hope that guy says yes, and we keep on moving. Keep on keeping on. I look forward to getting some more sleep tonight also. Shops are closing out a lot of work today. Let's see where we're at now. It's almost 5 here. So far today, 15 grand closed. Another half an hour to go. I think we're at least going to get another 9 to 13 closed today, which is exciting. We'll see what happens. That's what I got for today. That's all for now. Okay, we're doing something fun this morning. It is Wednesday morning, and while I wait for a meeting that I have to go to in 20 minutes, I'm running Carfaxes on some cars. So, what did I just do? Let's refresh this page, and you'll see I ran a shitload of Carfaxes just now. And the reason for this is these are all of our loaner cars. And I just wanted to see what the story is on them. And so I went and looked through all of these. And what did I find? I found that all but one of these cars has lived in California for its entire life. This one, the GMC, which is right out here, it's that thing. That thing was a commercial vehicle for about 6 years, 5 years, first 5 years of its life, and put 200,000 miles on there. And so in the last 21 years, that truck has only been driven 70,000 miles, which is kind of funny. Other fun facts, our Explorer loaner, the ex-cop car, that was a cop car in Exeter, California, which is way out in the Central Valley, for 2 years. 2013 and 2014. And in 2014, after 2 years of being a police car, it had 125,000 miles on it. And then it vanished from Carfax for 8 years and somehow magically got 100,000 additional miles on it, at which point I assume it was being used as like some sort of training police car or something like that during that time. It was then retired. The guy I bought it from got it, and he put 10,000 miles on it, and then I got it. This Nissan Altima that's right here is another interesting one. It lived its first 10 years of its life in Connecticut. And then it was sold. Somehow it made it all the way across the country after that. And it's really cool to see the usage patterns of these cars since I bought them. We have an rental car Focus that I just bought yesterday. The Avalon is a one owner car up to 200,000 miles, and then it needed a transmission that we're putting in it today. It's really cool. I love all cars, and part of it is running Carfaxes and seeing the history of it. And I now have the power to run a bunch of Carfaxes. I got 50 a month to satisfy my car storytelling addiction. So I'm happy about that. I'm looking at another car to buy today that I would be a very quick flip on to bring a trailer. We'll see if I can get the guy down on his price. He says he's firm, but he's also reduced the price twice already, so we'll see. That's what I got for now. Wednesday evening, afternoon, and Hamilton is trying to take this lovely Vanquish home to shoot some beautiful B-roll and other things with it. Maybe he'll put in some clips right here. Now that he's earned the right to take it home because of this malarkey we have here.
Wasn't my fault.
It kind of was.
Well, a little bit.
So he just threw his stuff in the back seat and knocked the battery disconnect switch off, meaning the car won't start. It has literally no power to it, and we thought that meant that it had some sort of parasitic draw and killed the battery. So we have 3 jump packs and a charger here, and it turned out that it just needed the battery disconnect put back. So thank you, Adam, very much for your help, and enjoy some cool shots, I guess.
Tell them. What's all for now?
That's all for now. The only vehicle in here right now. Good morning. Thursday morning. It is the last day of April, and as per usual, I'm finding myself distracted by cars, but that's not what I want to talk to you about. My leadership ability in the last 6 months has changed pretty dramatically, where I feel I'm finally tailoring my leadership to get the best out of people, and I am being very decisive about what that best looks like for people. I think that's the biggest change, is really seeing the potential in others that they may not even see, but that fits in the realm of driven auto care. And the other thing that I've done a ton of this week is technician recruiting for Castro Valley, for Fremont, and because of that, I've just been having a lot of conversations with technicians, both in the company and out. And that has been interesting too, because people are straight up just saying, I want to work for you. You know, it doesn't have to do with the company or like, oh, are you paying enough? Anything like that. It's like, no, I like what you are saying, Arun, you know, and they'll join, they'll have to watch all these training videos with me, you know, prominently featured throughout them, talking about, you know, why we're here, what we're doing, and how we do things. And it's like 3 hours of videos. That's our indoctrination process. But then you get plugged in, and I have made it very clear to people, if you are as good as you say you are, and I give you the resources to do a good job, I expect you to do a good job. That's all there is to it. The how we do things is so minimal, but it's crazy to me how frequently people cannot meet that minimum standard. But the team we have right now, I'm very happy with. Very happy with. April will be, hopefully we will close out over $300,000 in sales. We're like right there. I think we got to do, I should check, like 20 today to get there. And Dylan in Campbell has a BMW i8 convertible top that he stayed late yesterday trying to diagnose. And so this morning I'm going to go down there and work with him to diagnose that, because I really want to see him win. I really want to see the guys in this company winning. And there's an Avalon, the Avalon I bought on Monday in San Jose. That's like a $9,000 repair order. I want to see that close out today. We don't get paid anything, but it's numbers on the board for my technicians, for my managers, people who I care about winning. I want to see them win. I didn't buy that car to juice the numbers. I bought that car because I'm into it under $3,000, and it's a good car. We can use it as a loaner. That's all there is to that. But yeah, I got a busy day ahead. We'll get back to this workout. I'm doing deadlifts and tricep extensions today. I'm trying to sell that thing to dealers in Utah or Oregon or Nevada who don't have emissions laws and can take a deleted and tuned diesel truck. People are going, ooh, that's cool, until I tell them it's salvage. I don't care about salvage, man. More than half of my cars are salvage title. But yeah, this thing, Hamilton took the Vanquish home yesterday. He had some charging system error lights, but those stopped happening. So I'm excited to see some of his clips that you probably have already seen. That's all for now. Friday afternoon, and I am very sorry, but I owe you an update. Yesterday, I did not record anything during the day, but I went to 4 of the shops yesterday. Great visits with everybody. Castro Valley has customers. We are interviewing technicians. We are keeping busy around the shops. And yesterday was a great day because it was the end of April and we had a new sales record for April. So that was very cool. New sales record for Driven Auto Care achieved in the month of April. $314,000 in total sales. We are on our way, as Castro Valley and San Jose continue to grow, to be $4 million revenue run rate. So great stuff. $4 million with 5 shops and 10 techs. I'll take that. Yeah, I'm very hungry at the moment, so I'm not thinking straight. I think that's all pretty much happened yesterday. I had a good talk with Hamilton about the escalation of his responsibilities with content creation. We are rapidly growing our content output after getting out from under Viral Coach. We're doing 2 videos on this channel every week and 1 video on the Driven Auto Care channel. We filmed one of those videos today. We filmed one of those videos earlier this week. Hamilton has a ton of editing to do. We hired a short form editor overseas who's going to help us make better content for Instagram. We what else? We did a lot of shit. I also yesterday decided that I was going to go down to Campbell and help diagnose a car yesterday morning so that it could close out before the month end, and we succeeded. So we went down there and we diagnosed the problem that had collective 18 technician hours in it, and we diagnosed it in 28 minutes. That was cool. We need to be better at using our scan tools. I shouldn't have had to intervene to do that. Nevertheless, that's what happened. So I was proud of kind of being able to do that, even though it was painful to do that. And then today, Friday, so we have been very busy with content creation. So we recorded like 50 something short form pieces of content for 2 different Instagrams and a YouTube video. And I'm very tired from all that. That's it. That's what's going on. But that's going to be it for this week's Driven Diary, episode 138. We are deep into the 3rd year here of Driven Diary. But if you enjoyed the episode, leave a like so we can show up higher in the YouTube algorithm. If you have any questions or feedback, leave a comment below and get subscribed if you're not subscribed so you don't miss next week's Driven Diary. And until next week, I hope you can go out and continue to build your own automotive dreams and stay driven.